President, Secretary, SA Union Secretary, Janet Giles has come to support us today. Here, Janet.
Thanks, David, and you are all wonderful for coming out today to show that this is something that unites every single public sector worker, so give yourselves a big clap. You're well done. Before I start, I have to point out that the Australian Nurses and Midwives Federation member who was to come up here wasn't ready to get up here by the time we called her name out. So can you all say a big hello to Anita Taylor from the nurses? Fellow workers, it's ironic and disappointing and scandalous that we find ourselves here today protesting about job cuts, service cuts, attacks on workers' wages and their conditions made by Kevin Foley under the leadership of Mike Rann, the leaders of a Labor government, the political party formed in the 1890s by the union movement to ensure the protection of workers' rights and a supportive, just and fair community were fundamental principles of the nation. How ironic. When we elect a Labor government, we expect them to behave like a Labor government. Apparently, just an aside, I've heard from a journalist that on the 14th floor up there in Treasury, they've locked the doors and put signs on it. You're so scary. I was thinking about the irony of today as I was riding my bike home last night. And it's ironic that in 1997, when Mike Rann was opposition leader, I stood beside him and Don Dunstan in a protest against the closure of the Parks Community School, where he vowed to fight the closure being pursued by the then Liberal government as a major attack on social justice in one of the poorest communities in the nation. On September the 16th, his treasurer, Kevin Foley, announced the closure of the rest of the Parks Community Centre, and it was only after significant public pressure that he was forced to repeal this decision, and good on those people for standing up. Then in 1993, Mike Rann stood on Parliament House steps at a union rally and vowed to fight the changes to work cover being introduced into Parliament by the then Liberal Party.
What a hypocrite!
In March 2008, he led the attack on the rights of injured workers by changing the workers' comp laws without any regard to the views of unions, their members and the community in this state. And now every day we see the most vulnerable workers, those injured at work, suffering under this cruel set of laws, while employers have their premiums reduced. This March, before the state election, Mike Rann put in writing and signed a commitment to the Public Service Association that there would be no forced redundancies of public sector workers if they were elected. On September the 16th, Kevin Foley, his treasurer, stands to deliver his budget with nearly 4,000 jobs cut and the threat that if they can't find these voluntarily, they will force people to go. During the years of Work Choices and John Howard, Mike Rann strongly condemned the attack on workers' rights and the use of Parliament to unilaterally change working conditions. He brought all public sector workers into the state jurisdictions to protect your working conditions. On September the 16th, part of this state budget, his treasurer, Kevin Foley, has unilaterally amended the Public Sector Act, cutting holiday leave loading and long service leave. In the middle of bargaining with at least 4 public sector unions. These are ironic, but they're not funny. And now we are faced with having to fight for workers' rights and community support against those who purport to have these values, but their actions are showing otherwise. Public sector unions in South Australia have met regularly since the delivery of this budget and are committed to working together to stop these cuts. All affiliates of SA unions, all the unions, had an emergency meeting the week after the budget and unanimously vowed to oppose the cuts to jobs, wages and conditions in the public sector. This budget is being raced through Parliament as quickly as it possibly can because they think that we'll have a few rallies and then we'll go away. The budget bill that contains changes to your working conditions and wages is to be voted on in the Upper House next Thursday on the 14th of October. We've got to do all we can between now and then to put pressure on those that may be able to stop it, including those in the Labor Party. I want to tell you today what are the 5 things that we'll be doing in the next period of time. First of all, we'll be exploring every possible legal avenue that may be able to be done to stop these changes occurring. It's a fundamental legal question as to whether or not a government can legislate away bargaining conditions that are being bargained with. What is the most important principle in terms of industrial relations? Is it bargaining, or can any government in any state go along and once the bargain's done, go and change something after the bargain's been made? It's a very important question that we get answered. If we let this happen in South Australia, the other states will be watching it. And also, when Labor governments fall, as is possible in New South Wales and Queensland, the Liberals won't have any scruples to go down that track. And we could be seeing a precedent set right across the country about how unimportant bargaining is at a time when we've just won back the right to collectively bargain. The second thing we'll be doing is lobbying all members in the Upper House to ask them to stop the bill that cuts your wages and conditions. We'll be continuing to highlight the secret cuts and the changes hidden in the recommendations of the Sustainable Budget Commission that the government has already agreed to, the ones they haven't told you about yet. We will be working with community groups and allies, people like Ross Wamsley from 8Oct10 to keep the public pressure up. We'll be developing a comprehensive union campaign to reinstate the values of the Labor movement and get back the government we deserve. Now, there are 5 things that we want you to help us with. First of all, fill in the postcard, the little card that's coming around. I hope people are bringing it around. I asked people to. The little card, you can rip one bit off and keep the web address of the campaign in your hand and give us your email details. Don't leave without filling in that card today so you can continue in the campaign. Secondly, go to the SA Union's website and sign the email petition, which is up there now, and get all your friends to sign it as well. Thirdly, contact your local MP. I know there are backbenchers in the Labor Party that don't like these things either. Give them the strength to say that their constituents are angry. Do it. Ring them up. Make appointments. Go and see them. Fourthly, come to the rally next week outside Parliament on the 14th, where we'll be asking a representative from each political party or independent to report to us of how they will be voting. Bring your friends, bring your colleagues, make it bigger. And lastly, and very importantly, join your union, or if you're a member already, join somebody else up, because we need to build the power of the union movement if we're going to reinstate union values in this state. There's 5 things you can do. We'll be doing 5 things as well. We will keep you informed and involved in this campaign. It won't be over after the Upper House. If you attack people's wages, working conditions, and you attack the people who you serve on a daily basis to make this community a strong community, that campaign will go for some time. Thank you again for your support.